'Cause you're my Iron Man, and I love you 3000.
When four young souls are taken in the middle of the night, it can almost feel like something straight out of a horror movie. Unfortunately, this is a real-life nightmare for four University of Idaho students in November of 2022. The more terrifying fact is that the killer is still on the run as the police investigation is still ongoing. There are too many murky details surrounding this case. For example, why were the four students slaughtered in their own house while their other two roommates slept through the entire incident? Why is there still no suspect on the case, even if it has already been a month? Is this an isolated incident, or is there a serial killer on the loose? These unanswered questions still haunt the community. The nightmare began on Saturday, November 12th, when four college students went out to parties around the college town of Moscow, Idaho. Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogan went to a local downtown bar, while Xana Carnodal and Ethan Chapman, who were a couple, went to a Sigma Chi house. Kaylee and Madison had been friends their entire lives. They had both grown up in Rastrom, Idaho, and had been best friends since the 6th grade. Every day they did homework together, they came to our house together, they shared everything, Kaylee's father said to the crowd at their candlelight vigil. The two friends looked at colleges together and eventually agreed to enroll in the University of Idaho and became roommates. The two friends went to the Corner Club bar in downtown Moscow at 10 o'clock at night. They stayed there until about 1:30 in the morning. 10 minutes later, they were seen at a local food truck called Grub Truck. In the street surveillance video, it showed that there were many other students around them even if it was well past midnight, as this was a typical Saturday night in a college campus. They got a ride home at around 1:45 a.m. and slept on the same bed on the second floor of the house, where they would eventually be killed. Kaylee's father shared that when he spoke with the Lattin County coroner, he was told that his daughter was not simply stabbed, but there were tears and big open gouges in her body caused by a strong weapon. The coroner also shared that the wounds were deep and the death was quick. The students did not simply slowly bleed out. These revelations led to him calling the police department cowards for not sharing the brutality of these murders, saying that all the females around the college campus should be concerned and on the lookout for a sadistic male. He speculated that the murderer could only be a male based on how deep the wounds were. The couple, Xana and Ethan, were murdered in the same way after returning home from going out that Saturday night. They had gone to the Sigma Chi house that night and returned around 1:45 a.m. Ethan didn't live at the house, but he was sleeping over with his girlfriend. Police determined that between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., the four students were stabbed to death with a fixed-blade knife. They were sleeping on the second and third floors of the house, while the two surviving roommates were sleeping in the basement. The next morning, the two roommates called over some friends for help because they thought that one of the victims had passed out, not realizing that she was in fact dead. At 11:58 a.m., one of the roommates called 911 and requested help for an unconscious person. Was this a crime of passion or a random attack from a crazy killer? Why didn't the two surviving roommates get attacked? As news of the attack circulated around the college town, people were struggling to answer these questions. On Thursday, November 17th, autopsies determined that all four victims died in the same way, through multiple stabbings. They were probably asleep when the attack happened, and some had defensive wounds. There was no sign of sexual assault. On Tuesday, the 15th, while students mourned for their fellow classmates, many were rightfully frightened for their own safety. Not only did the police not have a suspect, they were also withholding a lot of important information from the public. The police attempted to calm these fears by releasing a statement saying that there was no imminent threat to the college community at large, and that they believed that it was either a property crime gone wrong or a crime of passion. The president of the University of Idaho, Scott Green, said that the police did not believe that there was an ongoing risk to the students. Although classes were canceled on Monday, they resumed on Tuesday. Still, many students feared for their lives and fled the college community. This prompted the school to postpone a vigil originally planned for Wednesday to until after the holiday break, so that there would be more students in attendance. The current lead is a suspicious car around the area in the early mornings on Sunday the 13th. The car was a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. the police is still trying to find his driver and asking anyone with information to come forward and contact the tip line, which is in the description below.